Hi, everybody, and welcome to my channel, Which Way 101. How is everybody doing today? So, as you all know, we are doing our live stream Tarot Tuesday. I actually still have a few questions because I wasn't able to get as many opinions as I wanted. And one of my main questions was, what was your guys' thoughts about the decision board? Because I got a few yeses, but then I haven't gotten really any other response past that. So I'm still not sure as to whether or not I should get one or if I should just wait. Oh, good morning, Jason. How are you doing? Um, but yeah, no, so I thought that it would be something fun for all of us to be able to do and do a get together and whatnot and all that good fun stuff. However, I don't want to go ahead and pick it up if my viewers don't want that because it would be something for us to do that's fun. It wouldn't be something that we would do all the time or anything like that. Oh, good morning, Jennifer. How are you doing today? I hope that everybody is doing great. I hope that everybody's having a wonderful day. It's I kind of had a rush to go ahead and be back in here in time because I almost forgot to feed the puppies. We have puppies, and my boss said that he would feed them, but he's still sleeping. So it was one of those things where I was like, okay, let me get the puppies fed real quick before I start this. You know how that one goes. But yeah, other than that, I'm doing great. It's been a wonderful day. I've had a lovely slow wake up, which is nice. I really do enjoy my nice slow wake ups. What can I say? And we're actually going to burn some sage before we start anything. I did bring my Namaste cards with me, and to be honest, if we don't get too many people in here for readings by about the 30-minute mark, then I will cut the live stream. And I'm doing that simply so that way I'm not sitting here just babbling on. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I'd love to go ahead and explain all my plans to everybody, but the plain and simple fact of the matter is that I live on a farm. So if I'm not going to be doing tarot readings on here, or if I'm not getting people to do tarot readings on here, enough of them or whatever, I'm not going to go ahead and sit here and just keep on shuffling cards. It doesn't work that way. But yeah, so that is what it is. In the meantime, I am here. We are doing this. I do apologize first of all for last week. Last Sunday's reading was a little intense, and yeah, hopefully we don't have to deal with that kind of stuff anymore. Hopefully, in theory, but I do apologize for that. Things in life happen. That's all I got to say about that. And so, be that as it may, moving forward, if you guys don't know what a decision board is, basically it's kind of like a magnetized pendulum. So it's a wooden or metal or plastic thing, well, board or round disc, and it's got magnets at the bottom where the answers are at. Okay, yes, no, maybe, try again, stuff like that. Uh, and I've been debating on getting one just for fun. However, I'm not sure how accurate they are. I'm not sure if they're even worth it to get, or if it would just be a fun thing to go ahead and do every once in a while. It's just like I've been thinking about getting, there's a book called the Book of Answers, and it's used as a divinational tool to a great degree. I'm still not sure how accurate it is, but I do think that it would be fun to be able to pull that out every once in a while and whatnot. Because what I would like to start doing is on certain major holidays, I would like to go ahead and do the tarot readings longer, to give people a chance to go ahead and ask different questions and whatnot, and for me to bring out different tools for divination and whatnot. Um, I think that it would be beneficial in many ways to not just myself, but to other people as well. And the reason why I do think that it would be beneficial is because of the fact that the more tools that you have in your back pocket, the better, in my opinion. And if I can give a more accurate reading by using more tools, I'm all for this. Okay. I'm all for giving the most accurate reading I can possibly give. That has always been what I've been about when it comes to tarot readings. It's always been what I've been about when it comes to any form of divination. It's this is a very big passion of mine, and I have been extremely gifted with that. Oh, awesome, awesome. Okay, so and that's kind of where I'm at too, Jason, is I do think that I should get a decision board and maybe the book of answers. Because I think that it would be something fun to be able to pull out and whatnot, mainly on those bigger holidays and stuff like that. So, like I said, it wouldn't be an every other thing. It wouldn't be an everyday thing. It wouldn't be an every month thing. It would probably be a once every few months thing where I bring them all out. My cat is trying to jump on my lap right now. She's like, Mom, I want attention. What are you going to do? You know? But yeah, no. So I just think that it would be a lot of fun. However, I'm so used to using pendulums like this. I don't know how well you guys can see that crystal at the end. Um, but the problem that I have with using one of these is that if there's not an actual like wooden or metal holder for them, people can tend to go ahead and move a table or shake stuff, and sometimes I can give an inaccurate answer. And that's my issue with pendulums, is that uh different people can move their hands in different ways to get the answer and the outcome that they want. And I don't think that that is appropriate. So that's kind of one of the things that's making me think about the decision board, because I do not think that it is a bad idea to go ahead and have another tool of divination. Um, but yeah. And then the big book of answers, that's just a fun thing. That's something I can go ahead and pull out and be like, hey, this is what this book says compared to what the cards say and everything else. And you never know. It could be a beautiful thing. It might not. You never know. But that's just food for thought. Um, but yeah, so far I've had a lot of positive remarks and reviews about the decision board, about getting it. So I will start setting aside money to pick one up, so that that way we can go ahead and play with it and have another tool and all that good fun stuff, you know. Um, but yeah, so it's just food for thought. And just as a reminder, don't forget to check your subscription status down below. Oh, good morning, Peaches. How are you doing? If you have not subscribed, or if you have, YouTube has a really weird habit of bumping subscribers off after a certain amount of time. And it gets kind of annoying, especially if you like somebody's channel. So Peaches, since you're here first, I'm assuming that you're here for a tarot reading. So let me go ahead and smudge these cards real quick, and we will get started. Let's see here. Find some good sage over here. There we go. Put a little bit in the bottom. And yes, I do realize that is a lot of sage to be burning, but I'm not really interested in trying to break it down, simply because of the fact that it'll be all used. All of it will be used. I'm excited too. I love doing tarot readings, and it has been a very long time since you and I have actually gotten together and been able to hang out. So I'm really excited about that. So I do a normal 3-card draw, and if more than 3 cards pop up, we will of course read them, and I will be showing you every single card in the process. I do not answer legal questions, relationship questions, or health questions. The legal questions and the health questions can actually get me into trouble. So past that, we can do this. So let's find out what's going on with Peaches. What is going on? Ooh, we almost had a flipper. What is going on with Peaches? What is going on with Peaches? We almost had another flipper. What is going on? What is going on with Peaches? Ooh, there we go. We got some. Okay, okay. Now, the first card that you pulled out is Strength. So, and it's in the past position. So in the past, you felt like you had a lot of strength, a lot of confidence, a lot of stuff going your way. And in the future position, you actually have the reverse Death. And Death, in my opinion, is not a bad card to get. It's actually one of my favorite cards to get, because right side up or reverse, to me, it always means something new. Something new is about to start. You know what I mean? And it might not necessarily be to your liking, but something new is about to start. So let's find out if this is going to be a benefit to you or not. What is going on with Peaches? And I have a feeling a few are going to flip. Oh, maybe not. Sweetheart, you need to be careful with your finances with this new stop. This new stop, you came up with the 10 of Pentacles reversed. Pentacles usually is for money. So with this new start, you are probably going to go ahead and lose some money in the process, which that does happen, especially with something new. And I don't see any sort of like business ventures or anything like that. It's just there's something new that's happening there. It might not necessarily be to your flavor or your taste, and it will cost money, but I do think that in the end it will actually be successful. If you can draw on the strength that you already currently have, you'll be golden. Okay, you have the strength, you have the determination to do it. You just need to set down your feet and be like, nope, this is what is up, people. And it sucks having to do that because, most people, they want to be nice and bright and chipper and whatnot, but it's hard to do that when you have a lot of pressure on you. You know what I mean? And so when you have that kind of pressure on you, it makes it very difficult to sit there and say, okay, yeah, I'm putting my foot down on this, because you've got so many other things in your that's going on, that is like, okay, do what you got to do. I'm doing my own thing. And unfortunately, that's how a lot of stuff gets miscommunicated. So just be on the lookout for that, please. And as always, we're smudging our cards right afterwards, um, because we do not want the energies to mix and mingle with the next reading. And of course, a side note of caution, please, when you're using loose leaf sage, do not blow on it very hard. You're very liable of going ahead and getting embers to blow everywhere and whatnot. Oh, thank you. I'm glad that you enjoyed it. And it's actually kind of interesting because I know a little bit about what's going on with you personally right now. And so it's very spot on accurate with what's going on right now, in my personal opinion. And I do think that if you set your foot down, you will actually be able to do what you need to do and not have the repercussion or backlash that you're potentially thinking could happen. And I'm glad I could help you. I really am. I love doing tarot readings. I love being able to say, hey, let's do tarot readings. I am actually starting to do group tarot readings on Facebook just for fun. Yeah, it's definitely been interesting. So yeah, it's I love it. I love being able to give people a better insight and whatnot. And that's actually why I've been asking about different divination tools, and if people wanted to go ahead and see different divinational tools and whatnot. Because the more you know, the better prepared you are. You know what I mean? And I think that when people are properly prepared, they are able to go ahead and do more. They're able to expand their life more. They're able to enjoy and appreciate their life more. Oh, hi Buffy, how are you? Yeah, readings about the future, they're really fun to do. Good morning, Josh. How are you doing today? And so when push comes to shove, it's amazing to go ahead and sit there and say, okay, this is what's going on. My advice to you is this. And whether you take it or not, that's a different story. But I am going to advise you to the best of my ability to help pull you out of any sort of funk or anything like that. You know what I mean? Because we're not about making people have a horrible life. We're trying to go ahead and help people learn what they need to do in order to go ahead and enrich and enhance their life. You know? Oh, you guys are just waking up. That's funny. Good morning, Buffy, for just waking up. But yeah. So I enjoy it. It's been something that I've always enjoyed and something that I've loved doing for quite some time. It's one of those things. So I got a couple opinions about this earlier, and I'd love to get everybody else's opinion that's in here right now. I've been thinking about that decision. So a decision board is basically a magnetized wooden board, plastic board, metal board, one of the three, maybe some sort of man-made material in between. And basically it's got a pendulum similar to this one right here. I don't know if you guys can see that very well. It's clear, so it's a little difficult. Um, but it hangs on a board, and basically the answers on the bottom are magnetized. So when you go ahead and you flick the little pendulum, it'll go to one of the answers. Now, I'm not sure how accurate it is. Okay. I really am not sure how accurate it is. However, I do think that it would be fun. I do think it would be fun to have another divinational tool out there. You know what I mean? I think that it would be lovely. And I think that well, I know for a fact it wouldn't be something that I'd pull up and pull out every time, every reading, every day, or anything like that. But it would definitely be something that I would probably pull up on the holidays, something like that, make it special, that sort of thing. Um, because I feel like when you pull something out all the time, such as tarot cards or whatever, you might go ahead and get 20 tarot readings from me in 1 year. But when you can get a better and deeper insight on what those tarot cards mean, I'm all for it, you know? But yeah, I like I said, I would love opinions on that. And as for you, Josh, working all the time and another day, another dollar, that, yep, I feel you on that one. I definitely do. After this, I've got an entire kitchen that I've got to get cleaned up and all that good fun stuff. And yeah, because we're expecting company out here, and I do not want them to come into my messy kitchen. And let's not mince words. It is kind of messy right now. There's like 8 little puppies running around in there. And I mean, don't get me wrong, they're pinned up, but it creates a big, huge space that I can't use in my kitchen, which is fine. But makes it a little distracting to clean up because all I want to do is play with the puppies. I mean, puppies, how can you not want to play with them? They're cute. They're adorable. They're German Shepherds, and they have just this, they're starting to develop their little barks right now. And it was really funny because I was in there this morning right before this podcast, and one of them made this little yip sound, but it wasn't a yip. It came out as a yo while I was in there. And it was so cute that I was just like, are you trying to talk? Are you like trying to learn how to talk human languages now? Like, you know? So that was definitely interesting. So, Josh, I can't do a tarot reading for you, as I know that you know. Buffy, I can do one more tarot reading for you this month, but then I have to wait for another 4 weeks before I can do a tarot reading for you, which is fine by me. Y'all are still more than welcome to join us in the chat. I still would love to get opinions about getting this decision board or the book of answers. Yeah, it's definitely been a busy day. And learning more about the cards and group readings and whatnot, it's really fun. It is a lot of fun. It's actually kind of funny. So about 3 years ago, I decided to start doing just 3 card draws on Facebook. About 2 years ago now. And I loved it. I loved it so much. But at the same time, when I was writing out the description of the reverse card versus the upright card so that people could have the comparison, it was really weird because I was always picking up on extra things. Like, for example, the devil. Most people are just like, okay, it's the devil card, something bad is going to happen. That's not necessarily the case. Depending on where this card is around and what is going on in a person's life, this can be a third party involvement. This can be somebody who's cheating on somebody. This can be a lover's quarrel. And this can also be a Capricorn that is just messing with you. So you see what I mean? There's a lot of different meanings behind one card. And it's a beautiful, beautiful thing to know all these things, in my personal opinion, and to be able to say, okay, this is my opinion about it. This is what I think. This is what I'm reading. Now, not every single reading is going to be 100% accurate, and that is because snap decisions. If a person makes a snap decision after a reading has been given, that can change and will change the outcome of the reading. You know what I mean? Um, and I actually gave this example the other day. So, say I give you a tarot reading and I say, "Oh yeah, your life is going smooth and your life is going to be bad or this that." Whatever I say in that reading, if you sit there and just 2 days after the reading, all of a sudden I gotta move. I need to move across the country. I need to move to a different country. I need to move to a different state. All of those decisions can affect that tarot reading. You see what I'm saying? So the tarot reading is for the here and the now. It's not for all of the decisions that you are gonna make on a snap whim or anything like that, which is not a bad thing. It it is a divinational tool. You know what I mean? It will not go ahead and be 100% accurate at telling your future, no matter how many times a tarot reader sits there and tries to give an accurate reading. We ourselves cannot predict those snap decisions. We are not always psychic. I might have a fortune teller sign behind me over here, but that doesn't mean that I'm psychic, you know? Um, which is perfectly fine by me. I have no issues with this. Other people, on the other hand, I've actually had some criticism with people going, "Well, you gave me a tarot reading and then all this stuff happened and I made a snap decision and it had nothing to do with your tarot reading and the tarot reading was out of the window." Yeah, exactly, Stephen. The tarot reading is for the path that you are currently on. If you decide to go down the other path in your future, changing the outcome of the reading for the path that you were on. And exactly, that's exactly it. It will change the path of the reading because the reading is for the path that you are currently on. Which is nice. It's very nice. It's very refreshing. However, it can also become a little hectic if you sit there and make some sort of snap decision. You know what I mean? Um, which that is what it is. It is a wonderful thing to do. But at the same time, if you get a tarot reading, you make a snap decision, do not blame the tarot reader if the tarot reading does not come out how it was interpreted because of that snap decision. Okay? And I don't say that to be rude. I don't say that to be mean. It is just fact. Okay? Now, Stephen, we can do a tarot reading on you today. That's not a problem. It'll be a normal 3-card draw. And we don't do legal questions, love questions, or health questions. The legal questions and the health questions can actually get me into legal trouble. And I'm not about that. And then love questions, I just don't think that a person's love life should be put on blast. I think that that's something that is personal and private. Um, just my personal opinion on that. But yeah, so, and then at this point in time, we're supposed to be going for about an hour right now, but, I need somebody to do a tarot reading on, because if we hit the 30-minute mark and I don't have at least one more tarot reading, I will probably shut it down simply because I work on a farm. There's a lot of stuff that I gotta get done today, and, it's not that I'm trying to cut it short or anything like that. It's that I don't wanna feel like I'm sitting here just babbling. Oh, I know. I don't mind doing it. That's not a problem for me. Let me go ahead and smudge my cards real quick first, though. You know the rules. Got to smudge them, make sure they're nice and pretty of energy. Again, please be careful when you use loose leaf sage. And always use a container or an abalone shell that can go ahead and retain the heat in a way that is not going to burn your surroundings or anything like that. And peaches, that would be awesome. Yes, please, everybody do give a thumbs up. That would be awesome. It's my last Sunday fun day was just crazy. It was crazy, and I do apologize for everything that happened there. But, yeah. Sorry, I figured I'd resage the cards real quick. But yeah, let's go ahead. Ooh, you've already got one flipping out, Steven. Four of Cups in the past position. So you feel like you've been energetically drained in some capacity, but it's not fully, like, it's just some of your energy, not all of it. And that's the dude. And right side up, it's actually a beautiful card. You know, you got a cute little cloud giving the dude a drink and whatnot. And he's got three cups in front of him. But reversed, those reverse cups means that you have emotions that are spilling out in some capacity. And that ooh, you've already got another one. That's not to be a surprise. You got a High Priestess, which is a major arcana, and she is reversed. So the High Priestess is usually somebody who is psychic around you. And when, holy smokes, darling, you got all reversed cards. So when you have it reversed, there's you're not using your intuition. You need to use your intuition. Okay. Your intuition is one of your biggest gifts that a person has. And when you don't use it, it's not necessarily that you lose it, but by not using it, you're discouraging what possibly could be. Does that make sense? And your final card, and I do hate to say this, is the Seven of Cups. So if you continue down the road that you are currently on right now, you are looking at being very emotionally drained. Okay. Not fully drained, but pretty drained, okay? And I would highly recommend whatever you're doing, whatever is making you feel down, do something to fix it. Because if you don't, the all of these cards, and I mean, I normally am not about doing health or anything like that, but all of these cards indicate to me that you could potentially face a lot of depression in the future. So I would recommend finding stuff that makes your heart flutter a little bit more and opens up your mind a little bit more, stuff that's going to go ahead and help encourage you to grow. Does that make sense? I think that if you give yourself that opportunity, your cup will runneth over. Hi, Matt. How are you? But yeah, so that's my interpretation of that. I do truly think that you should go ahead and find some hobbies or something like that that opens up your mind a little bit or helps lessen the depression or the um emotional unfulfillment that that you're currently in the situation of. Yes, actually, Matt, that's perfect. I just finished a reading and you're next. So perfect timing on your part. Beautiful timing, actually. I got to smudge my cards first. I always smudge in between the readings. I do not want energy going from one reading to the next. And I might be overzealous about this because I sage and then I shuffle and then I sage again and then I shuffle for you. And I do that just so that that way I am not bringing in any other negative energies or any other energies from previous readings. I do not want that. I want as accurate of a reading as I possibly can get. So I will not answer health or legal questions, Matt. However, I will go ahead and tell you if you have legal stuff or third party problems in your relationships, if that does pop up as well. But I do believe that a person's relationship is private. So I try not to delve too deep into that. For any sort of love reading or anything like that, I recommend going to my Patreon account or somebody else that you know that does love readings, and I can do a love reading on there. Okay. What is going on with Matt? What is going Ooh, we almost had a flipper. We'll have to keep that one in mind. What is going on with Matt? What is going on with Matt? Ooh, oh snap. Okay. Well, Matt, you got a few cards that popped out. And technically, I pulled some of these out backwards. Technically, I pulled these last ones out backwards. Let's straighten those out first. So your first card is a Two of Swords. So you are up in defense about something. Something has your hackles up. And this is right now. Something is making you go, nope, this is not okay. I need to have my guard up. Which does not surprise me with your next card, which happens to be the reversed Ace of Swords, sorry. So you're literally in the middle of a fight. It's some sort of battle that I'm not quite sure if it's a personal thing or a business thing, but my gut tells me that it's business, especially in light of these other cards. Because your next card is the Knight of Cups. So things are moving, but they are not moving the way that you want them to go. It's not the way that you would envision them. It's not exactly your cup of tea. You know what I mean? Your next card is the Two of Cups, and it is right side up. And as you can see, they're sharing these cups, they're toasting to each other. You've got this person up here hovering. You're emotionally fulfilled to a great degree, but it's not as fulfilling as you want it to be. And if I feel like with this guy right there, you feel like you've got somebody watching you. I feel like you have somebody watching you in a way that you might not necessarily be comfortable. Like, I don't know how well you guys can make out this dude's face right here. I'm gonna come as close as I can. But this dude right over here, he's got just a sour look on his face. Just a sour look on his face. Like, things are not going the way that he wanted them to go. You know? And your next card happens to be the Page of Swords. You've got a lot of swords going on. Matt, I do believe that um you have a battle that is going on that you yourself are not quite sure on how to go about it. And so I feel like you're trying to swing this sword to prove a point. But sometimes swinging that sword is not always the best idea. Sometimes we can go ahead and get more or more flies with honey than we do vinegar. You know what I mean? Um, and so I feel as though if you actually try to look back and try to stop and think and analyze before you make an action or a move, that you won't feel like you need to be so up in arms. And your last and final card happens to be the Page of Pentacles, okay? So you are looking at a financial gain by being up in arms, but is it really the financial gain that you want? Is it really a step that you want to take? Do you really want to go ahead and be that person that you got here, but with all of this fighting that's going on right now, do you really want to be this person right here? You know, I honestly do think that this is actually about business when push comes to shove. I think that you might have some sort of new business adventure or something that's going on at work that is making you go, nope, I'm not doing that. And that could very well be the case. Now, I personally have no room to talk. There's certain things that I won't do when it comes to my work. For example, and I've discussed this with my boss several times. Because of my own stomach issues, I will not be getting any sort of thing shot into my body. Um, I can't. I've got way too many health issues and stomach issues to try to do that. And so it could even be something as simple as that. It could be something as simple as I want to raise. But just be careful about what you ask for, because sometimes what we ask for, we really don't want. We think that we do, but then when the realization comes to what it is, we don't want it. And I'm glad you guys are loving this. I enjoy doing this. I've always enjoyed giving tarot readings. I love doing them. I love helping people. I love giving them better insights on what's going on in their life. You're welcome, Matt. Thank you for joining us. I'm so glad that you did. But yeah, so those snap decisions that we make, and those choices that we make in our life, they can affect us in ways that we're not always aware of until after the fact. Be that as it may, sometimes that's what happens in life. Sometimes we have no other choice but to make those snap decisions for our own sanity, our own mental health, our own safety and well-being, or that of our families. You know what I mean? So I would just think a little bit more about what's going on before you continue down that road. Just a little bit. But yeah, excuse me. But yeah, no. So I give out these tarot readings on Mondays, or sorry, Tuesdays, and every other Sunday. On the Sunday ones, we do it in the later night time area. I usually start around 8 p.m. Pacific time or 9 p.m. Pacific time. Any of those two. Sometimes even 8:30. It really depends on what's going on that day. I've tried working my schedule up to make it to where it can be around 8 p.m., but sometimes it's a little bit later. Life happens, you know? Life does happen. But yeah, in any one-on-one or personal readings, you all are more than welcome to look into the description below. My Patreon will be down there if you want a love reading or just a private one-on-one reading. And the one-on-one readings are in-depth readings. These are just basic lean over readings. I do go a little bit in depth in some of them if I get enough cards. However, with a 3-card draw, I'm not always able to get a lot of information. And so unless more than 3 cards fly out, it's a little harder, you know? But yeah, so it's one of those things. But yeah, I enjoy doing this. It's fun for me. It gives me a chance to meet new people. It gives me a chance to interact with my viewers. It gives me a chance to go ahead and let my viewers actually see me and who I am and what I do, you know, because I film videos, but in my videos, you guys don't really get that personal look at me, because I've got my notes down and I try to only say what's on my notes, because otherwise I get off on tangents, you know. So it's one of those things that I'm just like, gotta have the notes, and they're more like bullet points of, hey, this is what I need to say. So, but yeah, and I do that because I'm trying to stay on topic when it comes to my videos. I don't want to sit here and go off topic on one of my filmed videos and whatnot. It's a different story during a live stream. If something pops up in the chat, we can talk about it, you know. But if somebody comments on a video, yeah, I can talk to them there, but get they don't get as personalized as of a response as if when I'm live streaming, they will get a more personalized response because they can see my reactions, they can see me thinking, all that good fun stuff. So it's one of those things. But yeah, so I do this every Sunday and Tuesdays. Well, every other Sunday and every Tuesday. I didn't do it last Tuesday, but that was due to the fact that I needed to take some time to myself. I work on a farm. I do not always have the ability to sit there and schedule things out, because working on a farm, life happens, stuff pops up, uh, you know, between the dogs, the cat, the food that's thrown here, and everything else that goes on here, it can become a little hectic sometimes. But yeah, so I try to do it every Tuesday, and it's every other Sunday in the PM time, just to give people a chance to go ahead and get a reading if they're at work or if they're too busy during that time frame to actually, you know. And Stephen, you are right. So many cards, it was like 2 readings in 1, yeah. I find it kind of amusing when that happens because I try to limit it to 3 cards so that that way, if it's a yes or no question, I can answer it that way, or if it's just a in general, I want a tarot reading type of thing, I can answer it that way. But yeah, so it's definitely interesting. And it happens every once in a while. It was intense, Peaches, wasn't it? I'm just going, wow, that's a lot of information, but at the same time, that's what the cards say. Like, and I'm not going to go ahead and sit here and mince words. I don't want to give somebody an inaccurate reading. I'd rather give them as much information as I possibly can to help them out. And with that many cards, it's actually a lot easier to go ahead and sit there and gain more information, because that was what, 6, 7 cards that flew out. And so it's quite interesting to me to see how the cards work together and how they react to each other, and why this card means that when this particular card is around it. And it's, yeah, it's a beautiful thing in my opinion. But yes, you're right, Peaches, it was a pretty intense reading. And sometimes they get like that, sometimes they get to be really intense. Other times they're just lighthearted and beautiful and fun. Um, but actually it's funny that you guys say that it's intense, because I sit here. Oh, snap. Hopefully it was clarifying. I hope it was. I hope that it was, because when push comes to shove, I think that if we have the answers that we need, or at least a direction to go into, it makes it a lot easier for us to make a decision as to, okay, do I take this car or do I take that car, or do I buy that car or do I just take the horse? Different strokes for different folks, you know what I mean? And having those abilities to actually see what is going on, I personally believe it makes it to where the reading is a lot more interesting, and it does become intense. It can very muchly become intense. But to try to negate any tension or anything like that, I keep on trying to make sure that I bring out my Namaste cards, so that at the very end of the live stream, before we end, of course, I can go ahead and pull out one of those and end the entire live stream on a very bright, pretty note. And it's something that I've been doing for a while now, since starting the live streams. I think I've forgotten once or twice so far, but I just think that by giving people a namaste card and giving them a nice bright, hey, to end this, let's listen to this, I think that it helps set everybody in the right mind frame to continue on their day, because not everybody actually gets that chance to get that bright, chipper personality or perspective about things. And so it's nice. In my personal opinion, it's nice to go ahead and have that. And as you can tell, I flip my cards back and forth. I shuffle them either way. Um, I do that because if you continuously shuffle them in one direction, they start getting bent. And as much as I'm a cards because of the use that you give to them, I also like being able to use my cards. So bent cards make for very inaccurate readings, because the cards will go flying out when they're not supposed to be flying out, because you're not hitting them right. And so yeah, it's one of those things. I try to make sure that they at least stay somewhat straight, or straight as I can make them. And under no circumstances do I get them wet. I try my damnedest not to get any of my cards wet. And every once in a while spills happen. But if that does happen, my recommendation for anybody who has that happen, absolutely separate every single card immediately and dry them out. And now when I say dry them out, take a towel, dry them off, and then put them on a towel, okay? And that should go ahead and help with drying them out right. Now they might be a little warped after that, but if you get to them right away, they should be fine. They should be. I've had a couple of drops land up on these cards and there's no warping. So, although I will admit on the sides, and I don't know if you all can see this, but on the sides of some of these cards, they've got like dents on them and stuff. And that's from me like pinging them and clicking them back and forth like this right here, trying to go ahead and shuffle them. So it's kind of funny, but it, in my opinion, does not affect the reading. The only time that it affects the reading is when the cards are so bent that you can't actually shuffle them the right way. And some tarot readers will shuffle like this and pull out their cards back to back. I don't like doing that. I like actually letting the cards fall out and fly out as they choose to. I feel that I get a much more accurate reading that way, which is nice, in my personal opinion. But yeah. And so we will be ending in about 15 minutes, 14 minutes approximately. But yeah, so I still want opinions on that decision board. I would love opinions. It's like I said, it's supposed to be like a magnetized pendulum board. And Jason and Buffy and one of my other viewers, Jay, they all said yes to get it. So I've got a few people that are saying yes. And so it's something that I am thinking about doing. It's something that I think that would be fun. It is something that I think would be, it's not something I'd pull out all the time, but it would be something that I pull out on like major holidays, stuff like that. Um, I also was thinking about getting the big book of answers too, because I thought that again would be something fun to pull out again during the major holidays and stuff like that. Because I don't know if anybody was here for my Samhain reading, but like I pulled down all the veils. We actually did a love reading online right there on the spot. It was crazy. Okay, so the determining answer is yes. Okay, so we will go ahead and work on getting a decision board because that will be a lot of fun. That will be a heck of a lot of fun. So we have our answers. That makes me excited. That makes me super excited. And I will probably also be getting the book of answers just to go ahead and give us another fun thing to do every once in a while. Because when I do readings on holidays, I do them for a couple hours or at least an hour and a half compared to my normal 1 hour videos or my 30-minute long live streams and whatnot. Because I'm not sitting here trying to waste anybody's time, which is why when it hits the 30-minute mark, if I don't get any more people to come in for tarot readings, I'm like, we should shut down now because I don't want to sit here just shuffling cards and not actually giving people readings. As much as I love shuffling my cards, it is so much funner to actually interact with people and give them readings. Just saying, it really is. But yeah, so we will get a decision board. I will not have it right away. We will not get it right away. It will take me some time to get it because going down that road. Oh, that would be awesome, Jason. But yeah, going down that road, I want to get a wooden one. I don't like the idea of getting a metal one. And I actually looked into them the other day. I found one on Amazon. I think it was $26, which isn't a lot of money, but I'm working on a tight budget. Okay. A very tight budget. Like, I'm not trying to go ahead and sit here and get another tool that my viewers do not want anything to do with. So now that I know that everybody wants me to get one and everybody's more than game on this idea, then we will do this. I will go ahead and do what I need to do. I will mow a lawn and pick and pull some weeds or something. I don't know. I'm just joking. But yeah, no, I'll be able to go ahead and set aside money for it over the next couple of weeks and see about getting it. Because yeah, if I can go ahead and help people and give them more tools for better and more accurate reading, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. And I mean, we'll find out how accurate they are because at some point in time, I'll do a live side-by-side comparison of the actual pendulum like this versus the decision board, and we will see if they come up with the same answers or what. Right? That's exactly what I'm thinking too. Um, and I honestly, I just think that it would be so much fun. I think that it would be fun to be able to pull that out every once in a while, to have a new tool and be like, okay, this is what's up. But yeah, no, I think that at some point in time, I'll end up doing a live about the differences between both of them, how they both work, and if the other one is actually accurate. If it's actually accurate, that will be fun to do. That will definitely be fun to do. But yeah, so it's now going to be in the cards. I'm so excited. That makes me so excited because I love getting new tools. I love learning about new forms of divination. I've been extremely gifted with divination, so I try to pass on those gifts to other people. And it's actually kind of one of the reasons why I do my free readings, is because it gives people an insight about what's going on without having to pay any amount of money for a reading or anything like that. And then I do my live one-on-one readings with people through my Patreon account. So far I haven't had any ask yet or decide to get one, which is fine by me. It is there as an option. It is not necessary, you know. It is there as an option. We do love readings there. We do just private readings. And in those private readings, they're actually more detailed than the usual 3-card draws. However, when we get more than 3 cards, the readings, as we found out today, well, as some people are seeing, can get pretty intense. They can get really freaking intense. It's crazy. I love it though. I absolutely love it. I think it's so beautiful how the cards are and how they give those answers like that. Like it's gorgeous in my opinion. Absolutely gorgeous. So, but yeah. And then today we will be ending this with the Namaste card as usual. If you guys and gals do not know, I do Namaste cards and I'll actually write them out, some of them on note cards, and I will read them on my TikTok. So if you guys ever need a positive message or inspiration or quotes or anything like that, the link to my TikTok page is down below. Um, who doesn't need more positivity in their life? Honestly, with how things keep on going nowadays, I'm just glad that I can go ahead and keep my own head afloat, let alone, I'm not trying to worry about Tom and Rick and Sally Sue over yonder. You know what I mean? I'm more worried about trying to make sure that my head is kept on straight. And so when push comes to shove, it's one of those things. And it happens. It does, but I just really want to be able to give people the same ability to go ahead and get some clarifying answers without spending or paying an arm and a leg. I think that spending and paying an arm and a leg for something that somebody is clearly gifted in is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I think, and to some degree, it is fraudulent. It um it almost makes me feel like people are exploiting their gifts when they do strictly monetized tarot readings and stuff like that. Don't get me wrong, I would love to be able to say that my channel is monetized. However, just because my channel is not monetized, for one. But for two, even if my channel does indeed get monetized, that doesn't mean that I'm going to stop doing my readings. Why? Because where's the fun in that? That's what we're about here. At this channel, we are about learning new things about witchcraft, whether that is tarot readings, namaste cards, oracle cards, pendulums, the planets, the zodiac signs, holidays. We're here for all of that. Why? Because that's just what I do. I love being able to give people new knowledge and breaking things down in ways that people understand it. And so, yeah, it's one of those things. But I've always enjoyed it. I've always enjoyed the ability that I have to give people that clarification. It it is one of my biggest gifts and something that I try very hard to gift to the world, because I do believe that the world needs more clarity. But yeah, that's just how I am. And I don't, as for my TikTok channel, I don't always actually use my Namaste cards for them because, and I have, there's a few of them up there that are from my Namaste deck. But in general, though, I don't use my Namaste cards. And the only reason why is because I prefer to use those for my tarot readings. So, like I said, I just take an index piece of paper and I write down the quote and whatnot, and I read it out loud. Um, but yeah, so if any of you guys are interested in that, check down in the description below. And I don't know how many of you guys actually know this too, but these Namaste cards, I love them. These cards are beautiful, beautiful cards. And I think one of the biggest things that I love about them is all of the backs are completely, completely different from the other. You know, there's no two back that is alike, and I love it. I think it is beautiful. Oh, you're welcome. I'm very happy that I could go ahead and help you out and be there for you guys. Like I said, I love doing my tarot readings. I love being able to go ahead and spread any sort of clarification and clarity to people. I am highly gifted in this, and I feel that being able to share these gifts with other people is actually a really good thing. I feel that it is kind of what I need to do in order to repay being so gifted in divination. It's part of why I have my YouTube channel as well, because I feel that with all of the knowledge that I've been gifted with, there is no reason for me to not give back. You know what I mean? And Wilbur, I would love to do a reading on you. However, we're almost at the end of our time, and I do not want to go ahead and try to do a last minute reading. I only get a certain time frame on the stream program that I use that helps me lo divvy everything out to third party uh, programs and apps and whatnot. However, if you are here on Sunday, I do Sunday fun days every other Sunday. We just did it last week. So if you want to wait until next Sunday to do it, that's great. We will be back this upcoming Tuesday. Well, next Tuesday, technically, to be doing more Tarot Tuesdays. Um, but yeah, so let's go ahead and pick out a Namaste card. And I have no clue what all of them say. I haven't memorized them. And honestly, I really don't want to. Oh, see, now that's a gorgeous card. Look at the back of that. That is just gorgeous, isn't it? Absolutely gorgeous. I was hoping you'd be okay with that because I was thinking the same thing. I was like, didn't we do one last week? Or was it a week and a half ago ish? So, this is what this Namaste card says. It says, blessing from the Divine Mother. A previously closed door now opens. This is a blessed and fortunate time for you. But be mindful, humble, and grounded. Feel your connection to the earth. Feel her energy and love in your heart. And know that you are eternally blessed by the Divine Mother. Ah, that's gorgeous. That is absolutely gorgeous. Oh, hi. How are you doing? Mm. You know what? I was just about to end this. And GD, you actually tried getting a reading from me last week. So I'm going to set this card aside because that was a Namaste card. So let's go ahead and get you a reading because I feel terrible that I wasn't able to get one done for you the other day. And I promised that, well, I didn't promise, but I said that, I could get you the next time I do tarot readings. So let's go ahead and smudge some cards. I do apologize, everybody. I did promise GD that I would go ahead and do a reading for him. Um, but I wasn't able to do that last week because we were at the very end and I didn't want to continue on it at that point in time. I didn't want to go ahead and I run a farm. So, So let's go ahead and smudge our cards first. Oh, and as a tip before we continue the reading, if you are into paganism and you are trying to get black salt, what you can do is all of the ashes that you see in your little container right here and the ashes you get from your incense, keep them in a container and you can color your salt black with that. And in all honesty, because you're using like the ashes from your incense and sage, I feel like you get better black salt that does more. You know what I mean? I feel like it's more personal. So this is normally more of a love reading, sweetheart. And normally I don't do love readings, but I will go ahead and tell you if there is any problems or whatnot going on. Like I said, I feel terrible that I wasn't able to go ahead and give you a reading last week because we were just ending. And so it was one of those things where I was just like, and here you are. And so I'm not going to go ahead and sit here and tell you no after you've been waiting so patiently. And I appreciate that. I really do. So what is going on with GD, and I'm assuming it's your girlfriend or GS. So we're going to go with GD and your person because hopefully we'll still get an accurate reading. There we go. There we go. Now we see the question. um but yeah, let's see what's going on. Let's see what is going on. I want to know what's going on with GD. Ooh, we've already got one. You got the Two of Pentacles reversed in your past position card. So the Two of Pentacles is it's not the Fool card, but for me, it reminds me of the Fool card. So you are losing a little bit financially, and this is in the past position. Okay. So somehow, some way, you've lost a little bit of money. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. Losing a little bit of money is part of where the world is at. Let's see what is going on with GD. What is going on? Okay. She tried flipping. You got the Three of Swords in the future position, and that means that there's a third party involvement. There's some sort of third party that is there. Okay. Whether that be from a child or another potential partner or something like that, that's a different story. But there's a third party in there, and it's not necessarily cheating or anything like that. But ooh, and the Tower just tried flipping. So I would definitely be careful with that. Now, your final card is the Tower. There's a lot of distraction going on. So if you make this move, if you go down that road, I don't think it will be very beneficial to you. I don't know how well you can see this, but there's lightning striking this building right here, okay? There's fire everywhere. There's people falling out. I mean, you got a person over here falling out of the building. You got another person over here falling out of the building. I would not go down that road if I was you. I personally would not go down that road. I think that it will end up being a very bad choice if you do that. And I'm not trying to say don't do it. That's your own personal decision. However, I personally don't recommend it. You know what? I don't think that's enough sage for my taste. Okay, there we go. Yeah, and a third party doesn't necessarily have to be another lover or potential partner or spouse or anything like that. A third party can be anything from a child, whether that be a 7-year-old, a 10-year-old, a 30-year-old child. It can be the child of one of both of you. You know what I mean? But either way, there is a third party involvement, and I just don't see it going down the right road. I don't see it being very good or successful for you. I see it as being something that will harm you mentally, emotionally, and potentially financially and physically in the future. So I would not go down that road if I was you. Okay. Now I'm going to reread that Namaste card, and then I will show you all the Namaste card, and then we are going to end this. But I really wanted to get GD's reading done. I told him last week that I would be up here, and I've been waiting for him to show up, but life happens. And so I wanted to make sure that I could get his reading out because he showed up. And I do apologize if that inconveniences anybody, but I wanted to make sure that I could get that reading out to him. You're very welcome. You're very, very welcome. I hope that things do work out for you. I really do. And to end the readings, we picked out this particular card. This is the back of it. I thought that it was gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. And it says, "Blessings from the Divine Mother. A previously closed door now opens. This is a blessed and fortunate time for you, but be mindful, humble, and grounded. Feel your connection to the earth. Feel her energy and love in your heart, and know that you are eternally blessed by the Divine Mother." I love it. And if you guys want to read it, I'm not sure how well it'll show up. You'll have to probably pause it. I'm trying to prevent the glare. But yeah, so that is our ending card. I hope you all enjoyed. I had a blast. Thank you all for joining me. Thank you for letting me give you guys tarot readings. I really enjoy doing them. I really enjoy helping people out and giving them even the slightest amount of clarity. So I will talk to you guys later. We will not be doing Sunday Fun Day this Sunday, but next Sunday, okay? But however, I might be able to pull out and pump out another video during the week, okay? So I hope you all have a wonderful day. I hope you all have fun, stay safe, and blessed be.